Hi guys, Alex Taylor here, Heron's Reach, and in today's video I'm going to show you what you can learn from Bryson DeChambeau's swing to help you hit driver further than ever before. So after a thoroughly dominant performance in the US Open, a huge amount of fuss was made that Bryson had said pre-tournament how he was going to just hit driver as far as he could, deal with it, and everybody was saying that'll never work on a US Open golf course. But at the end of 4 days, he was stood there with the trophy, fully justified, and I think it's really opened golfers' eyes as to actually try to swing driver quicker and hit the ball further could be a huge advantage to their game. So in today's video, I'm going to talk through a few of the little steps that Bryson's introduced without you having to go to the gym and start taking 20 protein shakes a day. Just some of the simple little changes you can make in your swing to start bombing your driver longer than ever before. Right, so most golfers that want more distance from the tee already feel that they can get the ball in play. So something typical that I would see with a lot of golfers, and certainly maybe as golfers get older, they kind of feel that they're losing a lot of club head speed and losing distance. But a lot of golfers will stand there, kind of get set up pretty decently. And they get that drive away. And even if it's not in the middle of the fairway, it's very playable. So down that right centre, 208 carry, 231 total. And we can see there my club head speed was 98 mile an hour, 143 ball speed, and a good solid smash at 1.46. So I was actually quite efficient there, and I know maybe a lot of you guys watching will say, well, I'd love to just swing the club at 97 mile an hour. But as long as we can maintain our strike and get some efficiency, one of the key things we need to do is get this club head moving faster so that when we hit the golf ball, more energy goes from the club to the ball and it gets out there a little further. Now, obviously, like I spoke about at the start of the video, Bryson DeChambeau has just won the US Open, and there's been a huge fuss made about kind of how quick he's swinging now, how far he's hitting the ball, and I think we'd all agree, me included, that we'd like a little bit of that. So I'm going to talk about a couple of changes that you can make in your swing in order to get this club head moving quicker and get you hitting the ball further than ever before. So, one key area that we could do with improving with most golfers is the further the club has got to travel in the downswing, the longer it's got to accelerate. So for a lot of golfers, I see them set up pretty decently, but when they swing, they're quite restricted, don't get that full shoulder turn, and never really get the hands and the club head as far back as they could. So first thing we're going to work on is try to get a bigger turn in your backswing. So what we're going to try is, at address, we're going to turn that right foot out a little bit. So it's going to allow that hip to turn back behind, and I'm going to allow my right leg to straighten more. That will allow me to turn further, and I'm even going to allow my left heel off the floor. So it's really going to get me making a big turn, which should instantly create a little bit more speed. So I'm going to have a couple of practice swings, turn that right foot out, big turn, and let everything go on the way back. So straight away that feels quicker. Okay, but feeling real, let's see. So what were we, 98 mile an hour. So we're going to turn that foot out a little bit, let the hip turn, let that left heel come off the floor. Okay, so it's in play. And we've got a big jump from 98 to 108 mile an hour. Right, so that might be video done already. So I'm not saying everybody's going to necessarily see that 10 mile an hour jump. But definitely if the hands have got further to travel, it's got longer to accelerate the club, therefore we're definitely going to see more speed. And the nice thing was I still maintained a decent strike there, so saw a big pickup in distance. So once you can start feeling a bit more comfortable, making that big turn in the backswing, so now you're starting to swing it more like Bryson on the way back. Now we need to make sure as we start our downswing, we create more energy. So for me, too often, golfers try and swing the club slowly for control. Now that might work in the sense of maintaining strike, but we need to make sure that we get that speed going. And a great way of creating speed is to create speed from the ground up. So what I want to feel is from the top of that backswing, I'm going to slam my left foot down as hard as I can. And the harder I can push into the ground, the theory being, the more energy I will get coming up through my body. Now it might feel very out of control. And I think I saw an interview with Bryson's swing coach, and they spoke a lot about in practice getting him out of his comfort zone. And this is something we definitely need to do if we want to hit the ball further. If we swing as comfortably as we've always swung, we will always hit the ball the same distance. So we're looking to try and get ourselves feeling maybe less controlled for now, and can we get some speed going? So it feels quick, might feel like you're not sure where the ball's going to go, might even feel like you're not sure you're going to hit the ball correctly. But in practice, let's get out of that comfort zone and let's start creating something that we haven't done before. So let's set up, big turn, and then we're going to really push into the ground. That felt lovely. So there's 110 and 162 ball speed. So a mere 30 mile an hour behind Bryson at the moment, but kind of working towards what I'm after. Now, the interesting thing for me, and this is something I work on in my own swing anyway, is almost the quicker I swing, the more accurate I actually hit the ball because I'm not steering the club through impact. But I do understand a lot of you guys watching might think, I can't possibly swing that quickly because I wouldn't know where the ball's going. So what I would say then is have a practice swing. Let's say at the moment for me, 110, I can get a little bit quicker, but 110 would be my max, for example. So I would do a few practice swings like that. And then feel I actually take a little bit of speed out of the swing. And we see there, still very quick, still at 163, and still very, very accurate. So I always think it's interesting, and I work on this a lot with golfers when they come and see me. You know, get yourself out of that comfort zone, big turn, really try and feel like you're throwing the club, pushing into the ground to start that downswing. And it's amazing when you do a few practice swings, how your nervous system gets used to moving quickly, and then even when you feel you take some speed out, you still pick up a huge amount of speed off what you would normally do. So then you've got to look at that and think, right, if I can get 100 and nearly 110 on what would feel more of my gaming swing, you just look at it and think, you know, what could I generate? I don't mind about strike and where this goes. How much speed can I generate? And then can I dial back from there? So big turn, made those adjustments at setup, and off we go. So again, I'm getting quicker, the ball speed's going up, and I'm starting to hit longer drives than ever before. Right then, hopefully you've put those little tips into practice and you've seen a massive jump in how far you're hitting driver. Like I said, you've got to get out of that comfort zone, and if you keep doing what you've always done, you'll always get the same results. And it can take a little bit of getting used to, but I think when you look at the top end of the game at the moment, Distance is becoming more and more important, and for me, it's even more important for the guy who doesn't hit it a long way, that you pick up some club head speed, pick up some distance from the tee. And if you can incorporate even a little bit of what I've spoken about there today, you're going to swing the club quicker than ever and hit the ball with your driver further than you've ever done before. So guys, hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, like it and share it, comment below and I'll get back to as many people as I can. If you've enjoyed today's content and you don't currently subscribe, please consider clicking that button below, ring that notification bell, and then you'll find out whenever I drop a new video. Follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Ali Taylor Golf. Hopefully catch up with some of you guys down here soon. Stay in contact.